have an emotional attachment to this house. Yes, I do. Listen, I have an emotional attachment to Christine. I assume that what we're doing is we're splitting all of our assets, the house, the land, everything we've got.
Right now, my name is the only name on this house. A lot of Playboys women don't have assets in their name. Like, if we only had the property, I didn't have this house, I would have nothing in my name.
For a marriage, there's a tendency for the wives to own the assets because if dad goes to jail for a cohabitation, they're going to take all the property.
Hey everyone, it's Kody from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It's Thursday, October 27th, 2022, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Another clip of Sister Wives is out, and this time it is Kody Brown and Christine Brown arguing about their division of assets. And it's not every single day on national television, i.e. TLC cable network, that a individual will admit to hiding assets from the government in order to avoid them recouping them in the event of a dad going away for a long time. I'm just saying, it's almost like Kody has gotten so used to being on TV and doing things that are against the law that he's now admitting to other things that he's doing. Yikes. But also, Christine is like, checkmate. If you want to fight over this, I'll take Robin's house. Before we dive into this latest clip that's been dropped by TLC to People Magazine, do me a big favor. I'm working towards getting 300,000 subscribers, and I'm doing a really good job so far. So many of you are subscribing. So if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button on your way out. It's free, and it gives you more content of what you like. Also, give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to leave a comment if you have something to say, and ring the bell so you get all notifications. So let's talk about this new clip, because Kody and Christine, last week Kody admits to lying to Christine about custody laws. This week he admits to breaking laws. I can't believe he's such a pathological liar. You know, I actually spoke to someone who left the AUB and fled when they were around 16 years old, who knows the Browns. And they said that Kody is all about shock, awe, and they're not sure that Kody is an actual believer. They said that they got the sense that Kody was in this for the shock of having 4 wives and the attention he gets for having 4 wives. Who knows? I'm not sure. His ego is large, apparently. Kody's ego precedes himself. So in this week, we're gonna see Robin and Mary sit down and talk about what it means that Christine left, like, i.e. who cares, and Mary getting manipulated by Robin to stay so that someone can pay for Robin to be a kept woman. And we also see this debacle of Christine and Kody fighting about their division of assets. Like, I think it's going to be lots of fighting this season. So it starts off like this.
Christine's been hassling me for months to get all my stuff out of her garage. I'm busy, I've got work to do, and now she's put this big thing on my plate. I don't know what to do.
If I had not boxed Kody's stuff up out of my bedroom and moved it to the garage, he would have never gotten to it.
I don't actually have a space of my own. I don't have a place to put this. I don't have a corner. I don't have anything.
Okay, imagine it is in the summer of 2021 and you and Kody have been having the same fight for like 6 months about his crap in your garage, and he still hasn't gotten it out of the house. And you're like, I'm just gonna box it up, put it in my car, and drive it over because you won't take it. And he's always got an excuse, like, I'm so busy, I've got work to do, I've got this, I got that, and I don't know where to put it. Like, are any of these actually valid excuses for Christine? No. I mean, is any of this Christine's problem? No. Kody is literally the worst man baby I have ever met. He has an excuse for everything, and he cannot let go because he was rejected. I don't know if this is an actual like thing that happened. I can totally see Kody dragging his feet and not wanting to get his stuff as a way to control the situation and say like, I'm going to make this as hard as possible for you versus I'm just busy. Like, I feel like it's just another technique that Kody is using to control the situation, to control Christine, and to make her life a living hell. Like, he's going to make the split as hard as possible by making her still have his stuff because he knows that that is going to bother her and make her mad. That's my opinion. Do you think that?
I have an emotional attachment to this house. Yes, I do. Listen, I have an emotional attachment to Christine. I assume that what we're doing is we're splitting all of our assets, the house, the land, everything we've got 50-50.
Do you think Kody realizes that 50-50, splitting 50-50 assets is like all of his assets? You know, he has like 50% of like everything he owns, meaning like Robin's house and the new RV they bought and all of the property and all the things that he owns at Robin's house and all the cars that they own and any assets that are in the bank. Does he really want to go there? Because she would get way more than him. Does he even think before he speaks? And I cut out a part where she's basically talking about how they're moving and she doesn't want to take a lot of stuff. She wants to get rid of whatever she doesn't need, which I totally understand. She's like doing that like moving decluttering. And Kody's got like a shop vac and he's like, "Don't you want the shop vac?" And she's like, "I'll take the shop vac." And then they were talking about how Kody has quadruple of everything at all the different houses, but he doesn't leave anything at Mary's house because he doesn't stay there, and he can't leave anything at Janelle's house, and all of his stuff is apparently at Robin's house, but he doesn't have space. Can you explain to me how a man doesn't have space in I think it's like is it a 4,500 square foot home? How do you not have space for your stuff in a 4,500 square foot home? Maybe Kody, you could have her older kids move out to give you the space that you need for your stuff. Like, remember how you wanted Garrison and Gabriel to move out because they're adults? Why can't Aurora and Dave, they're adults. Get them to move out so you can have a place for your stuff. Oh, but Kody would never do that. And did you also notice that Kody said that he's emotionally attached to Christine? Yeah, we already knew that. That's why you're having a hissy fit about her leaving. Like, you are going to say anything you can to hurt her, but then in the next breath you're going to be like, "I just love her so much. Why are you going? But I don't want to have an emotional relationship with you, and I don't want to be intimate. But I love you." Kody, get your story straight.
So my name is on the property, and I also have this house. So to split 50-50, how about if we just cut it and I keep everything from the house and the family keeps everything from the property, anything from the property.
You're ready to sell this place.
Okay, she has a really good idea here. This is like what's called the voice of reason. The logical human enters the building and says, "Listen, I'm on this property. That's me. And this is my house and my name is on this and nobody else is on here. So why don't I take the proceeds from this house? And you know what? I want nothing to do with Coyote Pass. So you and the family can have that, even though it's my name on there. And then we're done. And that's it. And the divisions of assets is over. Because what else do they own jointly? Literally nothing. They have their own cars. And that's it. I highly doubt that they have 401ks because they're planning to build the rentals for their retirement. Remember, Kody doesn't have money for health insurance, let alone to put money in savings. This family is always so behind because they have so much money to dig out of because he lives outside of his means. What else are they going to divide? This seems really easy, and there's nothing legally attaching them to each other except for these pieces of the puzzle. I think this is a good idea. But Christine is going to go on to explain how she's in a super unique position because most polygamous wives don't have anything in their names, which is actually like, I don't know why she's saying this. The Browns have literally always had the wives have their names on things. She just started having her names on things. Like the first home she had her name on in the family was in Vegas. So this world, the TV show gave her the freedom to have her own property, which she never would have had before. And then Kody admits to financial crimes. Check this out.
Right now, my name is the only name on this house. A lot of polygamous women don't have assets in their name. Like, if we only had the property and I didn't have this house, I would have nothing in my name.
Plural marriage, there's a tendency for the wives to own the assets because if dad goes to jail for a cohabitation, they're going to take all the property.
Kody Brown literally just admitted to hiding assets from the federal government or the state in the event that he's arrested. So his thought is that if I go to prison for cohabitation or other related crimes with polygamy, they can't take my assets if it's in her name, which isn't true. If the government will determine who owns that property and where the money came from. And if that woman was one of the purported wives, They're going to take the property regardless. But what he's doing is admitting that he's using methods to try to avoid detection. And it also tells me that he suspects that he'll potentially get arrested, which is so weird because the state of Utah has said they will never arrest the Browns. And the state of Arizona rarely arrests ever polygamists. So why would he be spending his time and effort worried about getting his money taken from him? He's really paranoid about people taking his money. Christine's fictitious boyfriend, the federal government, the state government. I wonder if Kody pays his taxes. Do you think there's some kind of tax fraud in his life? I don't know. I'm just like questioning here because you're admitting to hiding assets. That's literally a crime. And you're admitting that you think you could go to prison. Like, in what world do we live in that someone's on TV and they're like admitting to crimes? Does anyone think this is weird? Is it just me? Like, this is who we're platforming. People that admit to crimes. I can't. I just want to say this. They're not just not putting their names on for that reason. They can also do it so that the woman has the sole ownership, which means that she needs food stamps because she can't afford it because she has no income. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a way to get welfare because she's overextended. If she doesn't have income and she's got all these bills and it's super high, like, you can get things from the system. It's also so that you can change who gets bankrupt and who doesn't. If you have too much debt, they can trade off who files for bankruptcy. Oh, they've done that too. It's such a scam. It's all a scam. And he's admitting to it on national television. This is the season where he's admitted to lying to her about custody laws. And now he's admitting to, like, trying to defraud the government.
Christine's walking away with her money from this house. In this deal, she'll be able to buy another house. Janelle can't do anything on Coyote Pass until we pay it off.
Here we go again with Janelle. Oh, poor Janelle. She doesn't have anything because she doesn't own anything because she's renting and she can't pay off Coyote Pass. Wait a minute. Janelle sold a house in Vegas. Sold a house. She has been renting the entire time they've lived in Flagstaff. What happened to the money from the proceeds of the sale of Janelle's house? Why wasn't that used to pay off her land? The debt on the property that she owes is only $142,000 or something like that. I'm guessing they made that much or more on the sale of their properties in Vegas. Why aren't they, like, where did that money go? Did you spend that on Robin? Is that the money you used to buy Robin your mansion? There's a new bonus clip of, like, showing how Janelle lived in the RV, and it's very rough. Like, she didn't have any water or heat. Like, it's like she had to drag in propane. She had to bring people in to, like, empty the tanks, the sewage, and then she would have to, like, have water come in. So that's how she chose to live. And I say this loosely because I'm sure she wasn't, like, rolling in dough. He has no problem putting up Robin in $1 million house, but Janelle was, like, in the RV claiming it's her idea, right? Where did the money go from the sale of her house? Why can't Janelle handle her own stuff? Doesn't Janelle have a job? Why is this Christine's responsibility? I have questions.
Pay it off.
If you split everything 50-50, that means I get 50% of everything that he has. All of his property. That means his and Robin's house too. If he wants to go down the road and split it that way, that doesn't make any sense. And easy. I get the house, you can have the property. And it's easier.
We already know how this goes down. She sells the house and then he gets the property. Like, that's factually what happened. She sold the house, she moved to Utah, but she didn't buy again, which makes me wonder, did Kody find a way to finagle the money from her? You would have thought that when she moved to Utah, or she would have bought, but maybe she didn't know exactly where she was going to land, so getting a short-term rental was, like, the goal. Either way, she didn't end up buying when she went to Utah, but she did sell the house and Kody did get the property. So that much we know. But do you kind of wish she would have done this and gone after everything he had? I would have loved to see that. That would have been, like, the best thing ever. Part of me thinks that the show prevents them from doing things in court because how do you stay amicable on a show and then you're suing each other, right? I mean, I guess that happens on other shows like Teen Mom, but this show has always been one family. And on this show, they've never had a split. So that would just get super, super messy. And you know, Kody doesn't want to deal with the courts because he's a criminal, because he is a criminal, because he's literally a polygamist, which is illegal. And he just literally said that he's hiding money from the federal government, which again, why? What are you doing, Kody? Can someone explain? What do you think Cody's doing? Do you think the show will end up being his undoing? Do you think he could get arrested from being on the show, not for being a polygamist, but for being a dumbass? Seriously. I think Christine should have gone after him for everything, but I hope that in the long run, they just did the split 50-50. But the big story out of this is that Kody admits to crimes. Can you believe it? Tell me in the comments below. Bye, guys.